Greetings, everybody. Thought I would do a little add-on to my videos here. I'm going to start up the simulator from the desktop and let you see what all I have to go through to get the sim up and running. So I've booted up the machine. I went ahead and got Steam VR up and rolling, and of course I got the OBS. So this is what I go through every time I start up my simulator. So today we're going to be flying the Piper Arrow. So to get the Bravo throttle quadrant trim working properly and very, very nicely, Mark over at Sim Hanger did a video on this, and it's called Authenticate Tuning App. So we'll fire that up. And then I've already already set up a preset deal here. So I just hit start. And now that gives us a virtual joystick in the simulator. So I run then the OpenXR toolkit. It's ready. So we just drop it down. Yes, so we go this way. Okay, then we bring up CLS to Sim, the X52 Hottest software, Microsoft Simulator, Sim Shaker for Aviators, which is the butt kicker software, and then I run Sky for Sim iPad. So now everything is loading up. Get the server for Sky for Sim going. So CLS to Sim software for driving the Brunner yoke and rudder pedals is up and running. And then I just do a quick test on the butt kicker and make sure that power's on. And then do a quick test. And then we're set there. And then we load up the sim. What we'll do today, I'll just go to my nearest airport, which is KRVS, Jenks, Oklahoma. And we'll go cold and dark there on the apron, and we will do some touch and goes. Nothing fancy. It was windier out earlier today. I assume it's still windy, so we'll just take what we can get. So it does take a little bit for the sim to load. And this is every time I start the simulator. It's not much fun when you get into testing stuff and all that. You know, it does take the sim a little bit of time to load. Everything else goes quick. I could probably set up a batch file and just like I did in X-Plane and click one icon and everything will fire up. The only time I run the Authenticate Tuning App so far is with this particular, with this Piper Arrow, due to the trim wheel fix it provides. It takes the trim wheel, which is if you roll it forward, is a button press down. The other way is a button press up, and it turns that into a virtual axis. So at that point, you get a real ratioed trim roll. It's pretty cool. So we're just waiting, twiddling our thumbs. We'll load our flight. And This time you can go make a cup of coffee, hit the restroom, whatever you need to do. It takes its time. It's worth the wait. And this is a pretty beefy computer. Alright, so at this point we go to our world map. We've got our airplane already selected. We'll go to our departure airport, KRVS. We'll back out a little bit. Wind's 200 at 16, so they're still rolling pretty good. We're going to set us a spot right there as departure. And click fly. Of course, we're real weather and real time and all that. So we should be spawning into the aircraft on that location with cold and dark aircraft. And we'll do some circuits in the pattern and land. We might fly over downtown. Pretty spectacular scenery in this simulator. Totally appreciate its scenery capabilities. I've thought about reloading X-Plane back up, but then, back in the past, you'd be taking off out of Jones, and you would not see downtown Tulsa till you were just almost right there, and then it would pop up. All right, so we're ready to fly. We'll click that button there. All right, and then we'll jump back into the aircraft. We will launch 3 VR here. There we go. So then we center up. Boom. Found the controller after so I got to restart the flight. Turn that controller off. Forgot to do that, or I did all that, but anyway, so back to it. And we are set to fly.
State saving disabled.
Alright, get centered up here. Boom, there we go. I like my seat forward. And we're in our aircraft. Alright, so at this point everything should be in the off position. We got fuel off, key is off, everything is in the proper position. Okay, we'll bring on fuel. Bring on our battery, alternator. Bring up the lights. The GPS is coming up. This little dude is our landing gear safety. Now, if we manipulate the trim, as much as I'm rolling the wheel is what I'm actually rolling right there, so it trims out just awesomely. Alright, let's get our map here. We can zoom in as much as we want and out. So we're going to do pattern work for a little bit. Alright, so we'll bring prop up, we'll bring mixture to half, fuel pump low, do a little prime, do a little bit of fuel. Now if you don't hold the throttle, crack it open about a ½ inch or so, it will not start, which is really, really cool. So let's get over here on our key, which I've got mapped, and I'll demonstrate. That's in the idle position. Will not
Ground Piper November 48427 requesting
will not stay
pushback.
running until you crack that open.
Piper November 48427 pushback request accepted.
Love this airplane. Once it comes up, smooths up, 1200 RPM. Now, cancel the pushback. We don't need pushback. Then get our ATC window set. That's good, Natus. We're not getting ATIS.
Ground Piper November 48427 with Quebec request taxi to the active touch and go.
Piper November 48427 taxi to and hold short of runway 19 right using taxiway Charlie cross runway 13 Charlie. Contact tower on 120.3 when ready.
Okay.
Taxi to and hold short runway 19 right via taxiway Charlie cross runway 13 Charlie Piper 427.
Yeah, so fuel's on. We'll go to the right tank. We don't have a whole lot of fuel, so we'll need to monitor that. Okay. Release parking brake. Yeah, we're going to roll to the right.
Daddy,
Yep.
are you food is ready?
All right.
I'm gonna go to the mall. I gotta get Julia's birthday gift.
Okie doke. All right. Give it one notch of flap. Make sure rudder trim's set to normal. Takeoff trim set. Pop up here and do a run up. Parking brake, mixture full. I'm gonna go fuel pump max, run it up to 2,000. Test the magnetos. And drop back up. Two. Good. Back to both. Cycle the prop. Just fuel pump off. flow. Everything stays good. Alright, looks good. Back to idle. Let's go fly. Release brake. So if you keep the RPMs around 12, you don't have to do much. She'll taxi off by itself and gain a little bit of momentum. Alright, props full, mixture's full. Little tune tower. This is a great airplane to just pop in and get fired up and up in the air, nice and quick. We'll set our squawk to 1200.
Tower Piper November 48427 ready for touch and go at runway 19er right.
Piper November 48427 altimeter 29er.9er, E-winds 19er 8 at 27. Left touch, then go approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 19er right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 19er right, Piper 427.
Left touch and go approved. Wind will be from the right. And we're flying. Go ahead and kill gear up. Flaps up, go back that power. Decrease that RPM, we'll ease back on the mixture a little bit and trim out. Get up over the golf course. 169, we'll bank left. That's Creek Turnpike, not 169. We'll fly out just this side of ORU. Try to maintain about 1,400 feet in the pattern. Up a little power and speed, trim that nose down. Cut her back lip. There's Lewis. We're up to about 71st Street. Getting off that power, getting ready for that first flap. About midfield.
Piper 427 West 198 at 27. Cleared touch and go left
Lap
traffic,
one.
runway 19 right.
Cleared for touch and go runway 19 right, Piper 427.
There's the Marriott. '71st. Go gear down. And add another flap. Fuel pump stayed on. Prop full, mixture full, landing lights on, pumps on. Alright, so we'll do a touch and go, we'll turn around, fly back downtown. That wind really pushing us from the south, it's still pretty potent. That power is going to run between 15 and 20 on the manifold pressure. Get that last flap in. Little power. Hold it up. Flaps down to back up to 1. Add power. We're flying. Toe brakes, gear up. Flaps up. Off that manifold pressure a little bit. Back up the RPM. We'll bring her back to about 23-ish. There's Creek Turnpike. We'll go up to about 2,000. There's the Jenks Aquarium. Riverside Drive. We'll follow Riverside into downtown. City of Faith Tires. There's the River Spirit Casino.
Piper 427 West 198 at 27. Clear touch and no left traffic. Runway 19 right.
Will cancel landing attention. Fuel pump off. Landing light off.
Clear touch and go runway 19 right, Piper 427. Tower Piper 427, cancel landing intention.
Piper 427, your cancellation is received.
Alright. '71st Street Bridge. We'll follow Riverside to downtown. I-44. I hate that focus on that window. It won't let you manipulate the controls, and then it pops back in, and there you are. It tries to catch up. Alright, so right up here is the Pedestrian Bridge. Down there at the new park. I don't know if it's modeled in there or not. Doesn't show it, but it shows the land. The family gathering place is down there. Bing Maps is behind. This is why I like this simulator. It's just such a surreal picture of everything true to life. There's Home Depot. We'll roll around the loop here. Here's the Brady District right up here. Tulsa Driller Stadium. The old lady on Brady's down here. I mean, it is true to life. That's so awesome. Cultural Center. BOK Center. North side of the IDL loop. Okay. Good view of the BOK where we went and saw Rush on their R40 opening concert for that tour. The last tour they'll probably ever do. Caught a documentary on YouTube where they actually filmed right there during that show that we were at. Really cool to go back and see. We'll do another loop downtown. And there's Riverside Drive. I work right over this way. such a fun airplane to fly. It's just so nice, handles so well. Trims out nice and stable. You roll those wings in a bank, you gotta pull back on that yoke, keep that nose up. So when I just want to do a nice relaxing flight, you know, and not a whole lot to it, this is what I do. I jump in this and I'll go sightseeing, you know, around my local area and see the different landmarks, because you can just follow the roads and know exactly where you are. That wind pushing us out pretty good. It's from the south, and you can see us being pushed out. Up that way, Sand Springs. I think I'll come over here and fly the buzz the Channel 8 tower. Be right over my work area, or where I park the truck, and that big square gray building up ahead is Aon. They build air conditioners there. My son started his real first job there out of high school. Worked there a couple of years before he got on with American, and then onward and upward. He did get upgraded to the mechanic now with the pay and all, so he is really, really set for life. This is the Holly Refinery, west side. East side's on the other side of 75. See if I can find the Channel 8 tower. So that clearing right down there in those woods is where I work. It's our yard. I see a building, but I do not see any tower.
Maintain present heading and altitude, generic 1 Bravo Victor.
But that's it right there.
Generic 1 Bravo Victor, the first half of the runway in sight. Generic 1 Bravo Victor, you are 1-2 miles east of Tulsa. Turn left heading 295. Contact Tulsa Tower on 121.2.
Thought I'd seen a tower up there earlier. Alright, let's go in and put her on a full stop landing.
November 48427 is 5 miles northwest, 1,900 feet with Quebec to land.
Piper November 48427 tower. Altimeter 29.9er, 8 wind 19er, agent 27. Fly left base, runway 19er right.
Left base, 19 right.
27 wind 19er, 8 at 27. Cleared to land runway 19er right.
Cleared to land runway 19er right, Piper 427.
Keep out of that idle. Alright, we'll give her a flap. Prop's full, mixture's full. Fuel pump on. Fuel okay. Gear down. We're being pushed good. Didn't do much of a lift base, but oh well. Another flap. Last flap. Gear down, fuel pumps on, landing lights on, everything's alright. Hold her off, so we'll get a stall horn before we touch. Come on, baby. There we go.
Piper 427, turn next taxiway.
RPM's at 1200. And flaps down. Flaps up, I should say.
Piper 427, turn next taxiway. Piper 427, contact ground on 121.7.
Okay.
121.7 Piper 427.
Landing light off. Strobe off. Fuel pump off.
Ground Piper November
Pitot heat off.
427, request taxi to parking.
Piper November 48427, taxi to General Aviation parking via taxiway Charlie.
Taxiing to General Aviation parking via taxiway Charlie Piper 427.
And I'll get a little bit of flight time in, and not a lot of hassle setting up the flight. Get out here and have a little fun. About what you do in real life for about 120, 130 an hour. Fly a little bit longer maybe. Set parking brake. Lights off. Key off. Fuel off. Landing gear safety back to normal position. We'll go ahead and set trim for the next guy. We'll check that rudder trim, check. Turn off the master switches. There we go. Well, jump outside real quick and take a look. Yeah, that wind's blowing. Yeah, she's a gorgeous plane. Absolutely fun to fly. This is one of the best flying aircraft in Microsoft to date. Alright. That's my little bit of fun there for the day. I might get in here and do it again here by myself in a little bit. Alright, appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Talk to you later.